she's like, I don't really, I didn't like this. I'm jealous. How much you guys paying me to be here? I'm like, well, as a guest on a podcast, you don't really make money. As a host, you do. But like, I made a joke. I'm like, you want me to Venmo you? And then she was pissed that I didn't, as if I'm the person that pays anybody.
What do you think about Tamra returning to OC?
I am so excited for her. Yeah. One, I think she's such good television, and Girls Trip reminded us all of that. Mm-hmm. And I think she's going to be good for the dynamic of the show. I think these women, in Orange County, they were all last year felt disjointed. And I think this will bring a level of togetherness, and I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I totally agree with you. It felt like we were watching a core friend group, which I think what makes a really great Housewives franchise is when you know that these ladies are friends off camera. And I feel like, Tamra being back involved will definitely bring that. What do you think about Taylor making history as the first housewife to kind of cross franchises?
I'm excited for her. I think, she's lived in Orange County for a long time. She has a lot to offer the show. I'm excited to see it. I didn't watch Beverly Hills when she was on because I didn't become like a big housewife watcher until after my first season. So I didn't know much of her history until watching Girls Trip. Of course, the stuff I read, but I'm excited to see her on the show. And I think this is great for her.
Mm-hmm. How do you think Vicki feels about everything?
I can't imagine. I mean, I think, not to even make a joke of it, I think whenever you feel a rejection, it's hard and you have to process it. But I do know that within my own relationships, all I felt was excitement for my friend to get a job that she's really great at doing. And I want to support her. And, that's how I feel. But I mean, she's a lot.
Yeah. Are you surprised, or is this a testament to both of them that their friendship is still intact despite her being back on the show, Tamra being back on the show, Vicki not being back on the show? Is that going to be hard for them, you think?
I think it'll ebb and flow. I think it'll depend how much Vicki talks about what she said, all of those different things. I think they have a long history together that no one can fully understand unless they've been on Housewives together for 12 years. I mean, just the relationship, the good, the bad, and the ugly of their relationship. I think ultimately they love and care about each other, and they're going to get in fights, but it's more just...
Right. Surprised that Vicki wasn't asked back?
No, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back on in some capacity and you start to see her more now that Tamra's there. But I think they need to, in my opinion, seeing Tamra for a little bit without Vicki will show a different side of Tamra.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I mean, you and Vicki obviously went back and forth on social media not too long ago. Why do you think she has such an issue with you?
Just not jealousy of who I am, but jealousy of the closeness that Tamra and I were effortlessly able to get. I mean, we'd met a couple of times before the podcast, but as soon as we, joined forces or whatever it is, we had so much fun, and it was just an effortless friendship. And for me, that is the biggest thing for me. The majority of the friendships that I've had since I was in grade school are the friends that, you pick up right where you left off. You have fun together. There's no animosity. There's no jealousy. It's just like, let's do this and have fun together. And I think she could probably feel that. And I think there was a part of her that was annoyed it wasn't her doing that with Tamra.
What was your reaction when she said it?
I don't know Teddi Mellencamp, but I don't like Teddi Mellencamp.
I mean, what do you think?
I believe with all the people with Finstas and internet and the world of Twitter, I'm used to people saying that. For me, it wasn't necessarily that she says she didn't like me. For me, it was more about, this is her friend. Like, it started on Entertainment Tonight.
Right.
And even before that, Vicki came on our podcast and told me to my face she's like, I don't really, I didn't like this. I'm jealous. How much you guys paying me to be here? I'm like, well, as a guest on a podcast, you don't really make money. As a host, you do. But I made a joke. I'm like, you want me to Venmo you? And then she was pissed that I didn't. As if I'm the person that pays anybody. I'm like, no, iHeart pays me.
Wait, so she was really pissed that you didn't Venmo her?
Yes, she was mad that I didn't pay her to be on the podcast. I'm like, talk to iHeart. I don't pay anyone. on. I'm like, but I laughed with her the first time she said it, but then once she kind of did it to Bryce Sander on ET, and Tamra was having the opportunity to promote a show that we make money on, and she shut it down and then kind of went after the podcast. This isn't a time to talk about the podcast. This isn't a time to talk about Teddi. It was like, support your friend. You don't have to like me. You can be jealous of me and my relationship with your friend. That is what it is. But at least and then she knew what she was doing. She was kind of pandering to Twitter, and like she knows that if she says she doesn't like me, there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to go, okay,